It was a really beautiful experience, really fun mother-daughter time.
Watching Taylor Swift perform.
Handmade hundreds of bracelets together. All of our bracelets.
A core memory for Sorcha and her children before everything changed.
I was in the emergency room for the first time a little less than a month later, so it kind of stands out for me as like this gem of protected, beautiful time. Before I became ill. They didn't do anything to deserve to have a mom with cancer.
Sorcha's first symptom was abdominal pain.
It was like dull, aching pain over the course of a few days with some sharp stabbing pains. And it lasted for a couple of days. And I thought, oh, that's kind of weird. Maybe I hurt myself. Maybe something happened. And then a few weeks later, I had the pain again, except it was bad enough that I couldn't sleep and the sharp pains were really sharp. So I'm on Google asking the internet, what it could possibly be, and kind of came up with it's probably gallstones. I had a couple other symptoms and I thought they were unrelated. I thought I felt something in my right breast. Something seemed different. Something seemed off. So I went and saw a gynecologist to just, check me. And he said he didn't feel anything. Everything felt normal. I had the pain again in August and I went to a primary care doctor and said, hey, look, I'm having ABC, XYZ. I know I'm being told by other doctors they're unrelated. I really think they're related. I think there's something wrong. She took me very seriously. She ordered a whole bunch of tests. She ordered a head CT. She ordered ultrasound. I also saw a gastroenterologist. All my tests came back. All my blood work was normal.
The symptoms didn't stop.
So I went to see our LPN, and whenever he was sort of probing around to see if everything was okay, I started just vomiting and I couldn't stop. So I went to the emergency room. They put me in the room privately so that they could tell me that they found a large mass and it didn't look good. My ER visit was like Thanksgiving, and then my diagnosis was New Year's. I had self-referred to the sarcoma group at MD Anderson before even having the FISH result that confirmed sarcoma. So I knew that this was a significant chance, but I hadn't done any research into what the treatment protocol would be. But it basically went from like, hey, yes, we have this result. You have synovial sarcoma. You have, this high-grade malignant mass that makes you stage 3. We need to start chemo immediately. It's going to be really bad. You're going to get really sick, and you're going to be rendered infertile. It feels like I was really clinical in my response. I was like, yep, I'm done having kids. That's perfect. I'm young. I can handle difficult chemo, but I'm old enough that I already had my children. Okay, perfect. We live close to MD Anderson. Like I was sort of responding in a very unemotional way, but I think that I just wasn't able to experience the emotions in the moment.
Sorcha got several opinions from doctors at academic hospitals. They all agreed on the same treatment plan.
Started chemo. I was on a pretty heavy dose, so I was on, I think it's called doxorubicin. It's called like Red Devil, the slang term. So I had that on Mondays, and then I had 4 days of, it's called like AIM treatment, but basically it's a chemo that's formulated for your size, and then they spread it out over however many days they need to be able to give you your dose.
As chemotherapy continued, so did the side effects.
It was crazy how fast my hair fell out. I have really thick long hair, so I'm used to being able to play with my hair and like pull on it and braid it and whatever, and it keeps on ticking. But I like run my hands through my hair and just all this hair falling out everywhere. It came out in like clumps. I had cognitive impacts from the Red Devil, like I didn't know where I was or couldn't really think. I still have that. I have memory issues now. Feels like a lot of my memory during that time is just wiped.
After chemo shrunk the tumor in her chest, Sorcha was ready for surgery.
When I woke up and they said they'd only taken one lobe of my lung and we thought there were clear margins, it was just, I was so thrilled. I was so excited. I felt like so happy. My first thing I told my mom was like, okay, well now I can sign up for a marathon next year and do that. And as you guys can see, I have some hair growing back in, my eyebrows are coming back, and I've got some lashes popping up. So I'm recovering well from the chemo. I went back to work after 4 weeks after my surgery, and I had scans after 3 months. My scans were all clear, so I'm NED or no evidence of disease.
And I am on my way.
After the joy and relief, a new challenge.
The mortality aspect of it. It's the knowledge that no matter how this goes, I'm less likely to survive as long. I'm more likely to have a more complex health outcome. If I do live to an older age and I do have something else that's just normal that happens to older people, it's going to be more complicated because of my history. I mean, there's a chance it comes back and the next time it's not something that can be surgically removed. I've already had the lifetime maximum dose of red devil chemo, so I can't have that again. That's one of the more effective treatments. So for me, the thing that I struggle with, I think, is that my children didn't do anything. I hate that they'll be negatively impacted by my diagnosis. I don't want them to wonder if their mom will be at their wedding or their high school graduation or hold their first child. So it's not as much about me and what I may or may not experience, because I don't worry about that. I don't want them to miss out on something or not have the support that they deserve.
Survivorship led to a new perspective on life.
Using the time that I have and the health that I have in the best ways that I can, never forgetting or letting go of that sense of vulnerability that allows me to appreciate my life and my kids as much as I do now. It sounds perverse, but I desperately want to hold on to some of the realizations that this experience has given to me.
Thank you, Sorcha, for sharing your story. If you connected with their story, we've queued up another one we think you'll enjoy. It's right here on your screen. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the patient story so you can be part of our community. You are not alone. Thanks for watching.